Seahawks keep DK Metcalf and try to bring in Baker Mayfield on the cheap, or do they ignore Baker and trade DK Metcalf? Because I think those two things should go together.
You know what? I think practically speaking, they're probably sitting there thinking we should probably trade DK Metcalf. He doesn't do us enough good in these year or two of rebuild to justify that expense when we could continue to try to accelerate this rebuild with, you know, an extra first-round pick and second-round pick and whatever else we can get in, you know, this haul for, you know, one of the top ascending wide receivers in all of football. Now, I think they also know that the city would riot, and understandably so. I mean, there's something to be said for homegrown players. And when you hit a home run in the second round like DK Metcalf, you know, the reaction is, well, you just got draft picks hoping to find another DK Metcalf. And so what's the logic there? Well, the logic is that you're not going to have to pay him $25 million out of the gate. And, you know, it sort of goes to the point of, like, you know, why I think fans feel more of a connection to Julio Rodriguez than compared to Jared Kelenic, because Jared Kelenic isn't technically ours, given he came over in the Robinson Cano trade, where Julio Rodriguez undoubtedly is. I think that's kind of the connection that people feel with DK Metcalf. And he is sort of that same phenom, big physical freak, once in a generation kind of type, you know, person that I don't think the Seattle Seahawks have had a lot of guys like that, especially at the wide receiver position. And so it would be an emotional time to be a Seahawks fan if Bobby Wagner, Russell Wilson, and DK Metcalf were all playing elsewhere next year.
What would you do?
You know, I'd pay him. I think you have to have some sort of franchise cornerstone. And I would understand if they were to want to move on. I get the practical reasoning behind it. But I do think you need someone who is going to be your leader, your tone setter. You pay him to where he's invested in wherever the rebuild goes. And I think you hope that, you know, your time without a potential franchise quarterback is only this year. And then you look at next year, whether it's in the trade market, but hopefully it's in the draft. You're right back in the swing of things with plenty of cap space